Alright, match underway, and we are live here in Kansas City, Missouri, and we are going to start off with a standard triple threat match. And for those of you wondering what's the difference between a normal and a standard, well, it's very simple. This is an elimination style type of match, and also there are no disqualifications, no countouts, and falls count anywhere, and the last woman standing wins. It's as simple as that. So right now we have two wrestlers and the debut of a new wrestler in Yukiko Amagi. She is the one in the schoolgirl outfit, and on the second rope is Mae Young, who ironically is anything but young, but I mean, well, that is her name anyway. And of course we have her rival in Ivory, who is donned in purple. And a suplex onto Ivory from Mae Young. And no, wait, countered into a pinfall. 1, 2, ooh, almost got a 3 count on Mae Young. Did Yukiko Amagi. And Amagi, I understand that she is from the series known as Persona, which in itself is a spin-off of Shin Megami Tensei. And I don't think I've ever played any of the games from the Shin Megami Tensei series. In fact, I understand that the oldest game is from either the late 80s or the early 90s, I'm not sure. I'll have to find out more about that, but the only thing I know is that my son has seen Persona 4 and kind of thought of it was somewhat creepy, did my son to Jew 22, but I don't know. I mean, it's a very unique game. I will go with that. 1, 2, no. Got a 1. I don't even though the referee used 2 fingers, I thought it was a 1 count, but then again, what do I know? A nice, I didn't see what kind of suplex that was. 1, 2, no, almost got the 3 count. And now, well, Mae Young accidentally kicked the referee by mistake, but again, there's no disqualifications, and plus that was an accident anyway. A whip into the corner goes Yukiko Amagi. And everybody's missing. And, well, she calls that the Falcon Arrow. Does Yukiko Amagi. And now Amagi now has Ivory, and clotheslines her on the ropes. Now turns her attention. I don't know why I said his. These are 3 women. Duh, as my son would say. Oh, nice rolling. What is it? I forget the name of it. It's a rolling senton. That's what it's called. I'm sorry. And broken up immediately by Ivory, even though this is a elimination style match. Of course, she would love to, get her hands on Mae Young and absolutely destroy her, but it looks like Young is taking it to Ivory. 1. And of course, Mae Young is, I may as well mention that Mae Young has been around since the 1960s, and I mean, and she keeps herself in really good shape, mentally and physically, to keep up with some of these young pups. I'm telling you one thing. And Amagi, well, countered by Ivory though, but Ivory gets sent into the opposite corner. Oh, and a nice Samoan slam. And now the cover on Yukiko. 1, 2. No, 2 count on Amagi. I mean, for Amagi, I mean, she's going up against a living legend in Mae Young. as well as a seasoned veteran in Ivory. So her work is really cut out for her. I mean, she has to stay tough, but it's the inexperience that could be the deciding factor here. And dumped onto the outside is Mae Young, but again, there are no countouts, and it's last woman standing. Now a pinfall. 1, 2, 3, and that's it. So that facebuster from Ivory was just enough to beat Yukiko. Now we're down to the two perennial rivals in Ivory and Mae Young. Nope, reversal by Mae Young and a backbreaker onto Ivory. And Ivory exits the ring, and Yukiko is still recovering from the beating that she just took from Ivory. But again, it's falls count anywhere, and what's she gonna do with her? No. Oh my God! A powerbomb on to the barricade, onto Ivory, and Ivory has got to be broken in half. And then a DDT on the floor to Ivory. Oh, but now it looks like Ivory... No, wait. Reverse DDT onto Ivory. But wait, where's the referee, though? I'm not sure what the referee was doing off camera, but... Anyway, well, he's back. And another DDT on the floor. Is that enough to beat her? 1, 2... No. Count out by Ivory. The referee was out of position, and that could have saved Ivory, and I'm not sure what Young was trying to do. Oh, elbow drop on Ivory, though. Rammed into the barricade again. Oh, and then a clothesline onto Mae Young, and then just raking her eyes did Ivory. And an elbow onto Mae Young. That's the Michinoku driver. I'm sorry, named after Taka Michinoku, who innovated the move. And now going for a head crank, trying to weaken Mae Young. Oh, and then another facebuster, this time to the floor, onto Mae Young. Is that enough to beat her? And the referee again out of position. 1, 2, no. And that extra time that it took for the referee to go for the count might have saved Mae Young as well. No, wait. A gut wrench suplex onto Ivory. And now just going and pulling on the hamstrings is Mae Young. And that's a third DDT onto Ivory. Is that enough to beat her? 1, 2. Wow. I'll tell you one thing, Ivory is double tough. I mean, Ivory has already taken out Yukiko, but now she wants to put an end to Mae Young once and for all. Probably try to end her career right here, right now. Nope. Nice counter by Mae Young. Oh, but Mae Young. And another DDT. And could this do it? 1, 2, 3, and that's it. So Mae Young is the winner. So Mae Young wins the match and is one step closer to becoming once again the women's champion. And early in the match, most of the match early on took place inside the ring. And there you saw that Michinoku driver onto Yukiko. And of course, Mae Young trying to steal the win and the Glory. But that was not enough then. And then the match just took place the rest of the way on the floor, which also included that power bomb onto the barricade on Ivory. Oh, and there was that that facebuster move that put away Yukiko, but it was unable to put away Mae Young though. And as you saw, the referee had to run from where he was to get to where he needed to be. And that was just one of many DDTs on the floor. But nonetheless, though, Mae Young, like I said, is one match or one step away or one step closer. I can't even talk. One step closer to becoming women's champion again, and I'll be interested to see who she'll take on next. But for the meantime, Mae Young is young at heart. And stay tuned. Our next match will be coming up right after this. Stay tuned. So we have Link in the ring right here. And I'll tell you one thing. Link has been wanting to... Wait a minute. Vader, what's he doing? You know what? That does not surprise me not one bit. That does not surprise me not one bit that Vader has been wanting to get his hands on Link. And I could say the same thing about Link towards Vader. Now, as far as I understand it, the feud between these two is Link 1 and Vader 0. And if Link wins here, then he's practically one match away from winning the series 3-0. But of course he has to win against Vader. And I'm not sure what Vader was trying to do, but anyway, Vader coming back onto Link. And a gut slammer, or an inverted spine buster. That's what I'm gonna call it, because I don't know really what it's called. If anyone has a more proper term than you can correct me, but Link just got hung out onto the top rope by Vader, and then a double axe handle on the Vader, or from Vader, I should say. Excuse me. What am I talking about? All but shoved down to the ring is Link. I can't even talk. Again, I am getting old, so what else is new? And I didn't see what Vader was doing because his back was towards me. Oh, nice counter by Link. And a shove down on the Link. Oh, and then just sitting on Link's stomach. And then a back elbow on the Vader. And, ooh, nice modified facebuster onto Vader, considering, you know, Vader is a super heavyweight. I mean, Link is no small man by no stretch, but compared to Vader, I mean, Vader is a super heavyweight. Ducks a clothesline, a back body drop, and a spine buster onto Vader. Very good set of moves onto Vader from Link, and now Link just gonna pound away on him, just pummeling away here, and down he goes. And now Vader is in deep trouble, and bow and arrow onto Vader. Is that enough to beat him? 1, 2, no. Of course, the hatred that Vader has for Link is what kept him in this match. Especially after that sneak attack to begin the matchup from Vader. But that didn't stop Link. I didn't think it would. But of course Link cannot I was about to say Link could not take his eyes off of Vader for one moment. Otherwise, Vader could do something like that. Although Link, with a jawbreaker, now whipped into the corner. And wait, Vader, what's he doing? Oh, Vader bomb! A Vader bomb onto Link, and then an elbow drop onto Link. And now Vader has taken control of this match. Another double axe handle onto the back. All but Link fighting back. Another modified facebuster, and Vader rolls out of the ring. That might have been the smart thing to break up the momentum. And now Link is going to go right after him. And just punches him. Just beats him to the punch, literally. But now both men are on the outside. And now Vader whipped into the corner. And Link, I'm surprised Link was able to, well, actually I forgot to mention that Link is very, very strong. And a super arm drag onto Vader, is that enough to beat him? One. No. And now Link wondering, what do I have to do to beat Vader? And Link trying to feed off this crowd here. Ducks a clothesline. Oh, and a nice clothesline, just turning Vader inside out here. And now goes for the Dragon Sleeper on Vader, and Vader just tapped out. Well, I'll tell you one thing. That's another move that Link can do, and that is the Dragon Sleeper. There you saw the bow and arrow, which is his go-to match-winning move. Unfortunately for him, it was not enough against Vader. And then you see the Vader Salt onto Link, but that wasn't enough. And then there's that super arm drag onto Vader. And it wasn't quite enough. But Link was smart enough to take what the big man could give him and then put him to sleep with the Dragon Sleeper. And as a result, Link leads the feud 2-0 with him being one match away from ending it for good. So Link is, like I said, one match away now from winning the feud against Vader. But we still have more matches yet to come. But nonetheless, though, we'll be back for our next match. Stay tuned. Alright, match underway, and we have ourselves a 2-on-2 Extreme Rules matchup. And the rules are very simple. There are no rules, except the first team to get a pinfall or submission on any one of their opponents will win. So you have the team of The Miz and Mr. McMahon against Chris Jericho and Kane. Kane is the one in the mask. Jericho is the blonde. They're teammates, and wait, pinfall already and broken up immediately by Kane. And then you have Mr. McMahon with the red shoulder pads, and the other guy is The Miz. And right now we have Jericho and McMahon in the ring. On the outside we have Kane and The Miz. A neckbreaker on the Kane. Now, of course, McMahon and Kane have had some problems with one another. In fact, we saw that last week when McMahon called out Kane. And needless to say, McMahon practically roasted the guy. But, of course, in this match, it's all about who can get more physical. And then, of course, we have Jericho and The Miz, who have some unfinished business with one another. And then a knee right to the back of Kane. And The Miz on the top rope. Elbow drop onto Kane. Is that enough to beat him? 1. No, kick out by Kane. And Jericho rolls onto the outside. And it looks like Miz and McMahon are going to double team Kane, which is not a bad idea, considering how strong Kane really is. Oh, and the low blow, which is perfectly legal in a match like this. And now Jericho comes in and goes after his rival, Miz. Meanwhile, Kane turns the tables on McMahon. Oh no, wait! Pinfall on Jericho from the Miz. 1, 2, 3, and it's over. So the Miz pinned his rival Chris Jericho, and the Miz leads his series with Chris Jericho 1-0. Meanwhile, the feud between Kane and McMahon will remain unresolved for this time being. But nonetheless, though, Miz did a pretty good job knocking out. Oh, there it is. The skull-crushing finale, which is what he calls that move, that he just did to Jericho. Went for the cover. And McMahon doing a good job on Kane to keep him from breaking up the count, and that was enough to win. So a relatively quick match, but Miz and McMahon, they did a great job as a team. So they won. A very good win. But, of course, we have more matches after this, so stay tuned. That will be coming up right after this. Coming up next is a ladder match for a championship opportunity, and we have, from left to right, Bam Bam Bigelow, Jake the Snake, the returning Drew McIntyre, Sting, Deadpool, and IRS. Those will be the 6 men that will compete in a ladder match. I don't know why I said it that way, but anyway, let's get on with it. And the rules are very simple. The first one to get a ladder and retrieve the briefcase will receive a championship match opportunity. For most of these guys, it will be the television championship, but for practically everybody else, or for Deadpool, I should say, excuse me, it'll be for the European title, which is in possession of Kane. Which is in the possession of Kane. Excuse me. Kind of botched on my words there, but yeah, Kane holds the championship. In fact, he's held it ever since he won it from Pikachu. And since then, we haven't seen from Pikachu in a while, but somewhere down the line, we will see Pikachu again. But in the meantime, it's the first to get a ladder and climb up to the top and retrieve the briefcase. That's what gives you a contract to win the championship. And in the meantime, we have Roberts and McIntyre trying to fight each other. A two-handed chokeslam onto Deadpool. Meanwhile, in the ring, we have Bam Bam and Sting. And a Samoan drop onto Sting. And now the match is spilling onto the floor. Oh, a backbreaker onto Jake Roberts. And then a toss onto Deadpool. So now this match is really starting to get away from us and starting to become a lot, very, very chaotic, I should say. I mean, I'm so excited I can't really talk straight, if you couldn't tell. So really, the two closest people to the briefcase have to be Bam Bam Bigelow and Sting, and they're busy fighting each other. Oh, and a headbutt onto Sting. And now it looks like Roberts and McIntyre are fighting onto the floor. Meanwhile, down the aisle, you have Deadpool and IRS, and now they're coming back in. And oh, and a backbreaker on the Sting by Bam Bam Bigelow. We had a little interruption, but that's fine. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah. Oh, and a nice elbow drop onto Bam Bam Bigelow. And Sting going for the woo. But he better stop wooing and start, you know, going after the ladder. Oh, and a suplex onto Sting. I don't know why I was about to say spine buster, but that would have been incorrect. And oh, and a super gut buster onto Sting. And it looks like Bam Bam Bigelow has the ladder, or he had it until Deadpool just beat him to the punch there. Oh, nice reverse DDT onto Bigelow. Oh, dropped his head, did Drew McIntyre onto Sting. And now McIntyre has the ladder. And now was about to use it as a weapon, but not quite. So far, these 6 guys are content with just beating the hell out of each other. And a backbreaker on the IRS. And what's McIntyre doing? Oh my god, what a move onto Sting from McIntyre. I'm surprised McIntyre, as big as he is, I mean, he's a really big guy, is McIntyre. And it looks like Deadpool has the other ladder and now is bringing it into the ring, which is what he should be doing. And while everybody else is beating the hell out of each other, he's doing the smart thing and now climbing up to the ladder. And now he has his hands on the briefcase, and it looks like Jake Roberts just noticed this, as does IRS. And IRS trying to push the ladder down. And now IRS going to try to take out Jake Roberts. But only to get an elbow for his trouble. Oh, and down goes Jake, and whoa, that ladder flew. And it flew outside as well. And now Bam Bam. Ooh, nice super hip toss onto Sting. And IRS just putting the boots to McIntyre. Meanwhile, wait a minute. Oh, and a powerbomb onto the... Oh, wow, a powerbomb onto the apron, and then a spin, and then just swung him around and hit him, only to hit him on the apron again. Forgive me for, I really wish you could just... Wait a minute. Oh my god, a diving fist drop from off the top rope onto the outside onto McIntyre, and I think McIntyre is finished. Meanwhile, IRS trying to grab the briefcase. Is he going to get it? He does. So, well, IRS, short for Irwin R. Shyster, or IRS, whatever you want to call him. Well, IRS, I mean, he practically just went through hell to get that championship opportunity, which he got. I mean, I would have thought with a match like this, you know, someone would have been losing blood by now, but thankfully it never came down to that. But there are a bunch of broken bodies, though. But nonetheless, though, IRS is the #1 contender for, at this time, the television championship. Okay, so before we continue, we're about to start our first of 2 main event matches, and
WWE Universe! Don't you dare be sour! Clap for your longest reigning tag champs and feel the power!
ooh, feel the power is right. Anyway, here we have Kofi Kingston, and of course, and he kind of looks a little different than he usually does on WWE television, but whatever. Nonetheless, though, we have Kofi Kingston, and I'll tell you one thing: he's getting down. I mean, he has an opportunity to become the television champion. And before I go any further, I'm just going to go out of character for a moment, alright? Okay. Well, I'll tell you one thing. I like how Kofi is in the New Day, and I like how that's invigorated his career. Though I would love to see any one of them become a main event star, like Xavier Woods, aka Austin Creed, or Big E, or Kofi, one of those guys. Anyway, back in character now. Well, now we have Ash Ketchum, who is the television champion, and before I go any further, I'm also going to go out of character for this one as well. Alright. So, I was experimenting with the rules, with who should get an opportunity at the television championship, as well as the internet championship, its counterpart. I tried it under trial rules. It didn't work out. But in Ash's case, what I decided to do not long after that was revert back to the old rules, which is in-game wrestlers can challenge for the title. So that means that technically Ash shouldn't be the champion, but because he won it under the trial rules, I have to honor that. So until Ash has been defeated by Kofi Kingston or whoever manages to beat him, then Ash will no longer get the championship opportunity at the television championship. But I would give him an opportunity at the internet championship, you know, mainly out of fairness. But with that said, we'll see how Ash does in this match. Alright, back in character now. Well, I'll tell you one thing, Ash has definitely been on a roll. I mean, he's definitely grown up since I first saw him when he was a child, and now he's definitely grown up, and I'm very proud that he has grown up into a very, 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 very upstart young man. And I could probably say the same thing about Kofi Kingston as well. And a whip into the ropes. But yes, this is a ladder match, but with chairs as well as tables to go with it. And a nice move by Ash Ketchum. Oh, headbutt onto Kofi. A modified back suplex, and wow, just... And now let's see. Oh, now he's going for the ladder, which is the first step. And just uses it as a weapon. Ooh, nice move onto Ash Ketchum, just jumping over him only to stomp on him. But then a power slam onto Kingston. A triangle choke with some elbows to the top of the head. That'll definitely put the hurting on... that'll definitely give you a headache waking up tomorrow. And a neck breaker onto Kingston. And let's see what he... Oh, he has a chair. Oh, now uses it on the ribs, then on the back. And then I can't quite see because of the angle of the camera. And just smashes him repeatedly with that chair. Oh my gosh, I mean, he's trying to destroy the man. Of course, he realizes that Kingston could just as easily have done it to him. And another neck breaker. I mean, at the rate that Ash is going, he might actually try to end his career right here. Rammed into the barricade. Oh, but nice elbow onto Ash Ketchum. Jawbreaker to Ketchum. Then one right back to Kingston. A float over neck breaker, and Ash has definitely gone after the neck and to some extent the back and the torso. I mean, how many neck breakers is that? That's probably like 5 neck breakers he's done. And now he's going after the ladder. I guess he wanted to make sure that he put away Kingston before trying to get that championship back. And Kingston trying to crawl back into this. And now Ash has his hands on the belt, and all he has to do is try to pull it down. And Kingston better not waste time and better get up there. And he does. Now both men are on the top of the ladder, and let's see. Ooh, nice counter by Ash Ketchum, but one of them, something's got to give here. And down goes Ash Ketchum. No, wait. Kofi, what are you doing? Oh my God! A leg drop onto Ash Ketchum from off the top of the ladder. That could possibly put him away. And now Ash gonna have to try to crawl back and get back up to that ladder, or stop Kofi from getting the belt. But he recognizes it's too late. The winner and new television champion is Kofi Kingston. And Kingston is the television champion. And for Ash Ketchum, he had a good run as the television champion. But Kofi wanted it more. He wanted to be the champ, and he is the champ. As he celebrates on top of the ladder, on top of the mountain as the television champion. And we'll see him in action next week as he takes on IRS. Or does he? We'll find out. Until then, we have our main event, and that's coming up right after this. Alright, we're back. And we're about to start our main event. And I give to you the hometown hero. I give to you Kansas City's own Retro Rick. And Rick has stated many times that he's always wanted to compete on WCW Monday Nitro, and this young man is finally fulfilling a dream. And obviously a big fan of Diamond Dallas Page going for the Diamond Cutter. And as you saw, he is appealing to the crowd, and I gotta tell you, man, he's always wanted this opportunity, and now he's finally getting it. Okay, so now let's find out who his opponent is, and it's Wow, it's Stevie Ray. You have one half of Harlem Heat in Stevie Ray. So it's going to be a one-on-one match between him and Stevie Ray, and I'll tell you one thing, Stevie Ray is one half of probably one of the greatest tag teams that WCW has ever put out in Harlem Heat. Harlem Heat have won, listen to this, they have won an unprecedented 10 championships, tag team championships to be precise. So they won that title 10 times on 10 different occasions and have held it that many times. I mean, they've gone up against the best, they've beaten the best, been beaten by the best, and to me, Harlem Heat will be, personally, Harlem Heat is one of my favorite tag teams of all time, and I'm not saying this just because he's here, and, well, now that's really nice, a very good handshake by Stevie Ray and Retro Rick. Anyway, match underway. And a spinning neckbreaker onto Stevie Ray. Now Stevie Ray is a heavyweight, and I think Rick is a light heavyweight, if I'm not mistaken. They're not that far off though, but still. On a nice counter by Stevie Ray. A back suplex onto Retro Rick, and then a body splash by Stevie Ray. A belly-to-belly suplex onto Retro Rick, and then a kick to the back of Rick. And, oh, wait. Nice counter by Retro Rick. And Rick, nice suplex on to Stevie Ray. Oh, nice kick onto the side. And Retro Rick already celebrating, but he better not celebrate too soon. Oh, nice kick to the face. And an even better counter by Rick. And a suplex onto, a back suplex I should say, excuse me, onto Stevie Ray, and now a power bomb onto Stevie Ray. And Stevie Ray is already in trouble at the hands of Rick, and nope. He tried to go for a certain move that his hero had always done, all but dropped as a and clotheslined on the ropes. Is that enough to beat him? One. No, kick out by Stevie Ray. Oh, then a nice punch right to the gut of Rick. Then an elbow right to the leg, and a bow and arrow? Little tribute to Link. I did not know that he was a fan of Link. Anyway, Rick going to the top rope. Let's see if he hits this. Oh, he's waiting for Stevie Ray to get up, though. Oh, and a huge elbow onto the top of the head. 1, 2, no. You're going to have to do more than that to beat Stevie Ray, but Stevie Ray is in trouble. But turns it around with the back suplex. Is that enough to beat him? No. Too close to the ropes was Rick. Now going for a head crank on the Rick. Oh, nice counter by Rick. And snake eyes. That's what most people call it when you get dropped onto the turnbuckle. 1, 2, no. Well, Rick is doing the smart thing. He's going after Stevie Ray, but Stevie Ray just continuing to fight back. And wait a minute. Oh, a nice double underhook facebuster. 1, no. I mean, it kind of looked like Triple H's pedigree, but it was a little less refined, though, but whatever. Couple of elbows onto the shoulders of Ray, Stevie Ray. And another powerbomb on Stevie Ray. Now rams the arm onto the canvas. And retro cutter. Retro cutter. Is that enough to beat him? 1, 2. No. That was close. But of course Rick cannot get frustrated. Otherwise he might very well lose this match to Stevie Ray, and Stevie Ray counters back. And is that enough to win? 1. No. Again, another neck crank onto Retro Rick, and of course the reason for that is just simply to weaken him down, to wear him down. Ooh, nice counter onto Stevie Ray. And now Rick trying to get some energy from the crowd. The crowd here loves him, but he better focus on the opponent at hand. Oh, a leg breaker onto Stevie Ray. Oh, but Stevie Ray fighting back though. Oh, and then a running big boot onto Rick. Oh, and then a knee right to the head of Rick. And now, just like that, Stevie Ray turned it around. And then a kick right to the back. And that cover. 1, 2, no. Very good match between these two. And of course, Rick getting tired of being put in that head crank. Oh, but a back elbow onto Rick. Double underhook facebuster. Is that enough to win? 1, no. And now Stevie Wonder's wondering, what do I have to do? Did I say Stevie Wonder? I meant to say Stevie Ray. But no, Stevie Ray is wondering, what do I have to do to beat Rick? A back suplex to Rick. A clothesline. Ducks one. Back body drop. And a spine buster. And then a running big boot onto Rick once again. Oh, wait. Countered by Rick. And a German suplex from Rick onto Stevie Ray. And now Rick just getting funky like a monkey and just taking him down with that clothesline. Ref, 1, 2, no. And of course the referee took, well, I don't know what he was doing. I don't know if he was phasing. I don't know if he was, how do I say it? Daydreaming, but whatever it was, that could have been the match for Rick. And retro cutter once again to Stevie Ray. Is that enough to beat him? 1, 2, 3, and Stevie Ray has been defeated at the hands of Retro Rick. So the hometown hero gets it done against Stevie Ray, one half of the greatest tag team that WCW has ever had. And there were a number of times where I thought Rick had it won, and then there were a couple of times where Stevie Ray had it won. There's the first diamond cutter, which oddly enough was not enough. But Stevie Ray, of course, was game. I mean, even though he is a tag team wrestler, he's just as capable in singles competition as well. It was just a back and forth affair. But in the end, Rick got it done. So Rick is the winner. But that's going to do it for our show. And that was an instant classic. I don't know if you can see on the top right corner of your screen. That was an instant classic. And I'll tell you one thing. That was a very, very big win for Rick. But nonetheless, though, I'm very happy to say that that will do it for our show. And we'll be back next week. And until then, this is your host, Henry Jacobson, signing off. Until then, have a great day, everybody.